Good afternoon, welcome to Marty's Bench. This afternoon I'm tying a booger I came up with I call a Humminbugger. It's pretty colorful, they're all fishy colors, but a big booger, something that will push some water, and I got kind of tired of tying legs out to the side, so I thought I'd try something a little different and just kind of sweep them down the back. It's called a Humminbugger because it's got a ruby throat like a hummingbird. I tie this on pretty good size hook. This is a size 4, Diariki 700. The lead is .035 and it's fit into a 1/4 inch brass bead. And there's some super glue under there to make sure that when I make some tight turns here at the end it won't spin on me. Now for a tail I'm going to use two colors. The first is a blood marabou and a yellow. What I'm going to do is stroke this up to the tip, and anything that's not full length I should be able to strike or stroke down. I'm going to measure it so that it's no more than the shank length. I'm going to trim it before I tie it in so I can tuck it right behind the lead. That'll give me a little more smoother transition. When I'm wrapping my body material. Now I'm going to put some flash in the tail, and rather than stack two colors of marabou and then put some flash along the side, I'm going to go ahead and put the flash in between. What I've got here is some Flashabou, Fire Tiger. There's some greens, oranges, yellows. I'm going to tie this right on the top. Fold it back so it's laying right on top of the yellow, and that'll spread out enough when I put the olive on top. Cut that marabou a little bit longer than the length of the marabou. And I'm going to do the same thing with the olive blood quill. Now this time I'm measuring it against the yellow marabou. Before I put too many wraps in, I'll just stroke it to the back and see if they're the same length. And it looks like the olive could be just a little longer, so just stroke that marabou together so you can keep it stacked while you get to the back. There we go, that's pretty even. Now, for a body material, I've got some pearl chenille. This is olive. And I'm going to make some good use of my rotary function. Now I'm leaving some bare spot on the front for that red chenille. For legs, I've got Montana fly centipede legs, and I've chosen a yellow for this one. I'm going to get about 5 strands of it, cut them even. Catch that with a little loose thread, and then a couple of soft turns to lay it in the back, tight turns at the front to keep it tight. I'm going to come back and cut this stuff so that it's about 3/4 of the length of the tail. For a hackle, I've got hackle from a whiting American rooster. It's not quite schlopping, but it's pretty webby, and it got some long feathers and really strong stems. Now, rather than tie it in on the top, I want to make sure I tie it in on the side so that I'm not pinching it against the rubber. This way I'll let the thread bite in a little bit so I can have some faith in it when I move my thread out of the way. This also is crystal chenille, red, and I'm going to turn that until it fits up against the back of the bead. Wherever that happens to be on my wraps, that's where I'm going to tie it in. Now I'm going to move this thread to the back and start my hackle. It's so much easier wrapping this hackle when the thread's out of the way. By turning it upside down, it's a lot easier to work around those rubber legs. Now when I catch the thread at the back, I can counter wrap through the hackle. Ready for a whip finish. I just slide those right down the bead. And since I'm not tying any materials in at this point with this finishing wrap, I pretty much trust a couple of half hitches and don't worry about head cement. So there we've got a Humminbugger.